Hi everybody, my name is Alane Paulley and I am the Vice President here at MagnaWave PEMF. And I'd like to welcome you to our first Women's Health webinar. I feel like this is really an important topic that we don't talk a lot about with MagnaWave, but it's something that really hits home with me because I've used the machine quite frequently on myself and a lot of my family and friends and clients. So I just kind of want to open the door. We're going to start today to talk about endometriosis and overall PEMS pain, premenstrual syndrome pain. What can you do? How can you treat? What does it do for you when you treat these areas? And I'm just going to kind of talk about my own experiences, and then feel free to ask any questions that you may have. Pat is here and he will be able to relay those questions to me. So I want to start by talking a little bit about what endometriosis is and reading the definition for you so you really understand that what it is and then how MagnaWave can help it. So endometriosis is the abnormal growth of cells similar to those that form inside of the uterus, but in a location outside the uterus. Endometriosis is most commonly found on other organs of the pelvis. So it's basically these cells that are growing outside of the uterus that then cause pain and discomfort. Some women have no symptoms at all. Some women have, they don't really find out about it. They have normal pain, what they consider normal pain. And as women, you know, every month can be different. But is your pain what some would consider a normal pain for PEMS? Or is it on the more extreme side? And they don't really notice that there's an endometriosis problem until they have an infertility issue. Then it's diagnosed through surgery. So they go in to do surgery and they find this excess of cells outside of the uterus. And really, what we have found is that the bottom line, the cause of pain is swelling. Everywhere in the body, some type of inflammation or swelling from these cells or from your regular PEMS issues is what's causing your discomfort every month. So whether you have endometriosis, you've been diagnosed, or you haven't through surgery, or you have regular monthly cramping, you're retaining water, you are having migraine headaches, or just headaches that come with being a woman, all of these things are something that the MagnaWave could help you with. So I want to talk a little bit about, this is the MagnaWave Max machine in the office case. You've also seen this probably in a big green case on wheels. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how I treat myself. Currently, I'm 8.5 months pregnant, and I do not treat when I'm pregnant. A lot of people ask that question. Do you treat yourself when you're pregnant? No. Did I treat myself all the way up until I got pregnant? Absolutely. I've heard from more than a dozen women who suffered from infertility issues, who found success using the machine, and they got pregnant. Does that mean the machine helped them get pregnant? Absolutely not. I'm not making that claim. But the relaxation, the oxygenation, and the decrease in swelling is never going to hurt if you're trying to accomplish a goal like pregnancy. So what I do every single month is let me move my computer here. When I am dealing with pain and discomfort in that area is you can open the butterfly loop and treat right across the pelvic area. You can also use the large loop in the same manner, right across this area. And then depending on your machine, let's say you have a Semi or a Maya, you could treat for, well, particularly a Semi, you'd want to do about 15 minutes. I do 15 minutes like this, and then I actually can put my leg in and treat like that. And I do this for about 30 minutes a day when it is that time of the month or right before that time of the month. I also did this whenever trying to get pregnant. I also did this 30 minutes a day for about 3 weeks prior to the pregnancy. And then after the pregnancy, I stopped. So why did I stop when I found out I was pregnant? Because we have not done a major study on pregnancy and PEMF and MagnaWave. You know, pregnancy is a very difficult time for a lot of women, and what happens to the female body is very unknown. Why can't you eat feta cheese? Why can't you do? There's a lot of different things that your doctor may tell you not to do. So the best thing to do is to treat every month at that time of the month, before and after, and then androgen if you need to. It also helps with water weight. This is a huge thing for me. I retain water like a blowfish every month. And if I am able to treat myself, I can literally see my legs go down. I can feel how good it feels to treat myself during this time. And if you're a practitioner of MagnaWave or you've never used the machine before, this is absolutely the reason to try it. Every single woman out there, every single one goes through some type of issue when it comes to premenstrual issues or endometriosis, infertility. This is a natural alternative that you can use in your daily life or as often as possible to get feeling better. Because whether you are dealing with just the headaches, or you're dealing with exhaustion. Exhaustion is a big one. I have trouble sleeping whenever I am PMSing. So what I do a lot of times for that is I treat right back here at the top to help with blood flow. And then I also do my regular treatment across my abdomen. For headaches, I'll treat on either side of the head. If you get migraines, you'll feel what's like a band, or a lot of people, they say like a pre-headache, so you know it's coming. I like to treat on either side of my head and then on the bottom of my feet. I'll put my foot in the middle of the butterfly loop and I will treat on as high as I can comfortably go for about 10 minutes on each foot. You can see here. Thank you. Got my tennis shoes on, but I treat all the way through my foot as high as I can go. That's for headaches. You will not believe the benefit you will get by treating the bottom of your feet. The relaxation benefit that you get from treating the bottom of your feet is amazing. I mean, it's really far away from the top of your head, but you really do feel a sense of relief. It's like going to the spa and getting a pedicure. When they're rubbing your feet, you realize, oh, I need to do this more often. Well, if you go and you treat your feet, you're going to notice a difference in the blood flow through your body. Feel free to ask any questions. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat box. And if you're a practitioner of PEMF or you're wanting to try this, the best advice that I can give you is just do it. If you have any type of pelvic pain, whether you're diagnosed with endometriosis surgically, have been surgically diagnosed, or haven't, you have really nothing to lose. There is nothing. You're either going to feel better or you're going to be in the exact same position you're in right now. So find your nearest practitioner by going to our website and clicking the free consultation button, MagnaWavePMF.com, free consultation. It's a yellow button at the top. That will match you with your closest practitioner. If you are a practitioner, you need to be talking about these issues with your clients on your Facebook pages, on your website. Let's discuss these. Let's open the lines of communication as women, because a lot of the times we're treating back pain, we're treating knee pain, we're treating athletes. But here we are, we're a whole entire group of people who are suffering every single month with these issues. And they're so much more common than we talk about. And if you bring them up and you talk about them and you start treating them, you're really going to realize how many more people you can help and how much better you can even feel in your daily life. Just a little bit about me. I never really had any issues, pain issues that were, that needed to be treated. I believed in the MagnaWave because I saw what it did for my family and my friends and our clients. But when I started really treating myself was when I had my period every month, and I had severe cramping and I was sick and my headaches would be really bad. And I didn't, it's almost like you don't think about it. You know, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. When we're sitting there and I didn't think about using the MagnaWave until one day my dad said to me, why don't you go give yourself a treatment? And I did that, and it was almost a complete 360. Or 180. I felt completely better. After 15 minutes in a dark room, I was able to continue on my day. What does that mean for my family, for my job, for my kids got a happier mother. My husband got a happier wife. my company got a better employee. So all of this little time that I gave myself really made a difference. And if you're suffering from endometriosis or you're suffering from all these very common things, it's definitely worth the time, whether you have a machine or you need to find a practitioner, to go try to do a treatment. So again, I'm going to go through exactly how I treat myself. I use the Max machine, and the way to treat with the Max is, I don't know, do we have it plugged in? Up, yeah. You want to turn it to the lowest setting, so all the way down. And you want to start low. You want to start low. And you want to feel what's comfortable for you. So this is a very quick clicking. This may be comfortable for you. But every single person is different. So that is a very high setting, but that may be comfortable for you on your pelvic area or your back. So what I do is I take it and I place it across my stomach, and I treat for 10 minutes, and then I place it on my back. Again, you can also do it through your leg. And I do this for about 5 minutes on each leg, 10 minutes across the belly, and 10 minutes across the back. You're looking at a 30-minute treatment. And you can do it, again, every time you switch areas, you want to change the setting. So when you put your leg through it, you may turn it all the way back down again, and then slowly turn it up to what's comfortable for you. So what you treat the bottom of your feet at is going to be much different than what you treat across your pelvis. But a lot of a misnomer that a lot of people have is they think stronger is better. Feeling the machine is important. So whether that is you feel it at a very low setting, a quick clicking, or you feel it at a high setting for you, just the feeling of it is what you want. So some people feel it very low. They're getting the benefits and that their body needs, because everybody's energy is different. Your body works at an energy level that's different than my energy level. So what I may need from this machine is going to be totally different. So anytime you hear the words, you're going to treat 5 minutes on any animal or human in this area for 5 minutes in this area each time is going to work for everyone. That is absolutely an untruth. There is no set protocol for PEMF for anybody. That's like saying you massage someone the exact same way, all people the exact same way every time, they're all going to get the same results. That is impossible because of the way our bodies are made. So as a woman, you want to sit down and you want to talk to your practitioner, or as a practitioner, you want to talk to your clients about how to treat themselves that's comfortable. Maybe putting it right here for them is uncomfortable, even at a low setting. So you would just want to have them sit on it because it's going to penetrate all the way through. So you really get the benefits no matter where you put the coil. Even if you hold it off of them, you have the machine on, they are still getting that benefit. So don't expect that you need to have it really high to get this really great result, because you can get the really great result just by feeling the machine. Again, I really think that if you haven't tried PEMF before for these issues, specifically endometriosis, PMS, or infertility, try it. You have nothing to lose. Either ask your local practitioner by finding them by going to get a consultation on MagnaWavePMF.com, or if you are a practitioner, talk to your clients. A little bit about me, my journey here is I am going to be having a baby any minute, so probably I'm due any time now. So in between now and May 3rd, I will have a little baby girl, and I will have a C-section. This is my third C-section. I have used MagnaWave after all of my surgeries, the previous two, and then some that I had in there for other things. And I'm going to actually bring you guys into my house on our next webinar, and we're going to, I'm going to show you how I treat after my surgery. So we're going to talk a little bit about after you have a baby or just after surgery period. And this could be knee replacement, anything. What are the benefits of using MagnaWave after these issues? So I'm going to talk particularly my journey and how I am using the machine after giving birth. And we're going to have Erin Hughes on, who is our certification manager. She's the head of our whole certification program. She had a baby with an unexpected C-section. just a few months ago, and the difference for her was the water weight. I mean, she had so much water. And then when she treated herself, I mean, the relief from that alone was huge for her. So she's going to tell her story, and I'm going to tell mine. Again, this is something that you can really reach out to people you know who may be having this same issue, because pain medication is great. It works after the issue, but in reality, it doesn't really work on a lot of those symptoms like water weight, and then just the general healing. How do we speed the healing after a major surgery like a C-section? So we're going to talk about that. That's going to be our next webinar. We're going to do that from my house because we'll have a new baby. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. I'd be happy to answer anything you have questions-wise. And we could talk a little bit more really quickly about a couple other symptoms that we're going to discuss in these future webinars. A big one is incontinence, which, again, we're not talking about these issues. As women, we're not talking about them with each other. Incontinence, after you have a baby, as you age, are really real issues that every single woman is, whether you want to admit it or not, you are going to deal with these. The ability to hold your bladder at night, when you laugh, when you sneeze, you see the commercials on TV for Depends. There's a reason that they're on there, because it's an issue that people are dealing with. One of the biggest things that I've ever, working with PEMF is wonderful, but whenever people call you and they're like, oh my gosh, I was able to sit through an entire movie and didn't have an accident, or I laughed all day with my girlfriends and didn't have to wear Depends. That makes me feel good. And it's really a great feeling to help people, even if it's something that is as small as just being comfortable in your daily life as, helping with incontinence. So we're going to go through it. We're going to do a whole webinar right after the C-section webinar just about women and incontinence and how you could treat it and the benefits of it. It really does help strengthen the muscle and your pelvic floor and the ability to control your bladder.
How would you basically treat incontinence?
How would you treat it? So it's very similar to the way that I treated myself for the PEMF, is I put it over here, okay? And then I actually would sit on this coil. So I would put it, here, I'm going to show you. Put the coil down, and I don't know, can you move the camera so they can see it? Put the coil down right on the chair, and then I sit on it. And I treat all the way up through my legs. That's going to hit your pelvic floor. And I would do 10 minutes on each side. So 10 minutes across, same thing as PMS. 10 minutes across, you could also do the same thing as PMS and put your leg through it and treat like this. This is great for groin injuries too. If you're an athlete of any type and you have a groin injury, this is a wonderful way to treat. So I would do 5 minutes here. What I like to tell people is switch it up. Don't do the same thing every time you treat. So maybe one day you put both legs in and you sit on it. And then the next day you don't do your legs, you just treat across your lap. Just to send the signal in a different way and penetrate the cells in a different direction. And then you want to treat for a month, okay? When I say a month, that's as often as you can for a month for that incontinence. So I would say 2 to 3 times a week for 2 or 3 weeks, you should start noticing a difference. Incontinence doesn't come on overnight and it doesn't go away overnight, but you can. I have seen several of our clients who have been able to avoid surgery completely. And then sometimes they get to a point where they never need another treatment again. They're on maintenance. Maybe they come in every 6 months. But it really does. Once you strengthen that muscle and you get that cellular blood flow back in those cells, you can really, it's almost like turning back the clock. That's what I feel like I want to tell people the most is like, you are able to bring your cells to a place that is healthier and better than they were before. And when you do that, your body functions better all around. So I would treat like that. It's also really good to just focus on the back. If you could treat somebody's back in a session, I recommend doing that because we want to oxygenate as much blood as possible. So treating, across the pelvis and sitting on the attachment is great, but then go ahead and treat the back of the body if you have the time for 5 minutes, because then you can oxygenate all that blood. Any more questions?
I don't see any questions at this point, folks.
I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching today. If you have an idea of what you would like to hear from me, women's health wise, please put it in the chat, message it to us right now. I would love to talk to you about anything that has to do with PMS, because PMS are just women's health issues all around. A big thing that we hear about women is bone density. Helping with the MagnaWave not only helps regenerate cells, it really does help keep your bones healthy. So treating as a woman is just something you should be doing, whether you have an issue or you don't. I never had an issue. Mine was always just what I consider just being a woman, the pains of being a woman. And in reality, this whole time for years, I could have been treating myself and feeling better, and I wasn't. So if you have a machine at your disposal, or you have a practitioner near you, again, you could find that at MagnaWavePMF.com. Go there, get a consultation, and get a treatment.
A question about whether or not MagnaWave would help or hurt with breastfeeding.
Oh, it would not hurt with breastfeeding. I used the machine. I got a little infection in my breast. I can't remember the name of it, what it was called, but it hurt. My actual milk duct was really swollen. They gave me some pain medication, but again, I didn't feel comfortable taking that when I was breastfeeding. It was very painful. I did treat my breast, and it took the swelling out on that issue immediately. Now, did I treat my breasts every day while I'm breastfeeding? Absolutely not. There's no need to do that. But when I did have that issue, I treated it, and it felt so much better. And that was a clogged milk duct. And oh my gosh. And if you've ever had one of those, it is horrible. I mean, I know women who have stopped breastfeeding because of it. Try this before you stop breastfeeding, because it will really relieve that pain. So it will take that swelling out. And that's what's causing that issue. If the infection is there, your body needs to fight that infection. But the infection is not causing the pain. The swelling is causing the pain. The swelling caused by the infection is causing your pain. So when we pull that swelling out, you're able to breastfeed and get that infection out. And your body's able to actually heal faster. So it doesn't help or hurt breastfeeding, but it definitely can help some of those really bad issues that come along with breastfeeding. I treat the whole time I'm pregnant. I mean the whole time after I have the baby, for everything, because the just aches and pains of not sleeping right, just exhaustion. It just really makes, I treat myself with a cup of coffee every single morning after the baby is born, so that I can just really start my day right. Another question?
Yes. Can you treat someone with a rod in their back from scoliosis?
Absolutely. You can treat someone. I like to say there is no problem with having any pins, plates, rods. You can absolutely treat with that. But as always, if someone is ever uncomfortable during a treatment, stop. So, there's no reason that should cause any type of problems. Again, start low on the machine and then slowly move up to a comfortable setting for them. And there should be no problems whatsoever. So metal's not a problem in the body.
While treating the pelvic area, did you notice an increase in production, I presume, during
the blood flow? Yes. Okay. I did. So I actually find that it speeds my periods up. So, when I was really heavy already, it didn't matter. I was really heavy. I was to the point where I was changing my tampon from a super tampon every hour. Okay. Which is a lot. Sometimes I couldn't even leave my house. What I found was, the MagnaWave didn't increase it at that point. I don't think anything could increase it at that point. There was no increase from there. But what I did find is that, towards the end of my period, if I treated more regularly or I treated every day, it wrapped it up quicker. Instead of it dragging on for the full 7 days, which that happened to me. Now, if you are a 3 to 4 day person, I don't know if the body could get it out any faster than that. So it really depends on where you are in your cycle.
Milk production after delivery.
Okay, so can it help with that? So with my daughter, I had no problem with milk production whatsoever. I was able to I did MagnaWave the whole time. Now with my son, I had a serious problem. We were 3 days in. I could not produce enough milk. I had to supplement a bottle, and that was heartbreaking. I felt like I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. And as a mother, you know how you hold these stupid mom guilt things over your head, like, oh my God, I'm not making enough milk. When I got out of the hospital, I did start treating myself, and my milk production did go up. Was that because of the machine? Or was it just because I was able to relax and I got my blood flowing and I was in pain? A lot of times, what's causing your milk production to not be there can be dehydration. It could be supplements. It could be exhaustion. It could be the surgery. It could be the pain medication. So if you are having trouble with milk production, I recommend treating. I don't recommend treating right on your breasts. I recommend treating your back all the way down your body, maybe even your brain, because you're probably going to need that after a treatment. Very low on the head after a surgery or baby, but really low on the head, because sometimes, again, milk production is stress. And if we can get some of that stress out of your body and relax, then it will absolutely help. It really helped with my son. Also, and this is going to sound bad, but yeast from beer has been known to help. I know people who have drank O'Doul's, like the non-alcoholic beer, and that can really get your body going too. So a treatment in an O'Doul's might really be what you need. I'm going to talk, I'm really excited to have this baby because I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this time. Every single baby is different. Every single pregnancy is different. So I really want to, let's see how the milk comes in this time. Let me see, this is my third one. So maybe, if I have trouble again, we'll MagnaWave again and see where we are. Like, did it help this time like it did with my son? So I'd be happy to answer all of those questions and more after, she's born too. So, again, what I want you to do is go get a treatment. So call your practitioner, get that free consultation, MagnaWavePMF.com. Put your information in. It's going to match you with the person closest to you. Give them a call and get a treatment. You have nothing to lose. All you have to gain is better bone density, less peeing in your pants, better PMS. Everything that you are suffering with you can benefit. So let's see if you give it a try. Don't wait around and just say, well, this is being a woman. Because I did that for 3 years. And I really, really wish somebody would have told me what I'm telling you. Like, go try it, because it really can make you feel better. And talk to your friends about it. If you have a friend who's suffering, tell them, this is an option for them. You don't have to go on birth control. You don't have to go on all these drugs. Like, give something natural a try and see how it helps your body. If nobody has anything else.
Let's see. No other questions at this point. We might wait a second if there's anything else that you feel we need to cover.
Okay. Let's see. Again, I'm going to come back on. I'm hoping to have the baby in the next 2 weeks. Maybe sooner. Could be tomorrow. I have been having contractions. So if I have the baby, we'll let everybody know when the next webinar will be. And we will be doing that again from my house, and going through how I treat after my C-section. And we're going to talk general surgery besides just the C-section, which is something that a lot of women, again, we don't talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about how I treated myself all the way. I mean, I'm going to be completely open book with you guys. We're going to talk about bowel movements. We're going to talk about pain. We're going to talk about healing of the scar tissue, stretch marks. I'm going to go through all of the things that I have found that this has benefited me with. And I really believe that when you have a C-section, your brain blocks out a majority of the next 2 weeks. Like, I blocked out how bad it was. I actually had my husband record me after my son was born, and I wanted to remember what it felt like, and I wanted to remember the issues that I had. And then I went through using the machine and how it made me feel better. So a lot of the things that the medication they give you, they cause this what is it called when you can't poop? Constipation. It causes constipation. It causes sleep issues. You get in this pain medication, you can't go to the bathroom, you can't sleep, your body's exhausted, you got a baby you're trying to care for. I used the machine throughout this process to help with the constipation, to help with the pain of the C-section. The scar tissue was huge for me. The scars that my friends have from C-sections, I mean, we're talking big, thick scars. That never happened, because with Georgia and Carson, my son and my daughter, I treated myself. My scar was this big. Like, it was nothing, and it went away in between. Now, this is the 5th time I've been opened up. I'm sure it's going to be giant. But what I'm going to talk to you about is how to treat that, how to comfortably treat after a surgery, and the benefits that come with doing that as quickly as possible. One more question.
Yes, question. Can you compare the use of the Cine device with the Max device? Same results with
The device. The biggest difference between the Semi and the Max is the Semi device has 3 settings: low, medium, and high. And the high is a little bit less than halfway on the Max. You can get the exact same results with the Semi that you can get with the Max. Exact same results. The only difference is the feeling. So it feels different. Some people can't feel the high like they can feel on the Semi. They can't feel that high. So when they don't feel it as strong as the Max, they think it's not working. This is all in your brain. If you have never used a Max machine before and you've only used a Semi, you love the Semi because the results are there and it works. Now, if you've used a Max machine, it's like driving a Porsche and then somebody handing you the keys to a VW Bug. They're 2 totally different things. They're both going to get you to the grocery store. The Porsche might get you there a little faster, but they're both going to get you there and the results are the same. So if you are using a Semi, you increase your time. So where I said I did 5 minutes on each leg, put my leg in for 5 minutes, I would do 10 with the Semi, and I took 10 here, I would do 15 here. So that's it. You increase the time. You're looking at about 45 minutes for a full session on just this area, maybe an hour on your full body. With the Max, you're looking at 20 to 30 minutes. So there's a time difference. But when I am at home, I use the Semi the majority of the time. I don't have a Max. So I use the Semi and I get fantastic results. And when I lay on the Semi, I can feel it on high. But again, everybody's energy level is different. So if you can't feel it on high when you're putting it on your back or your head, well, not on your head. You don't want to do it on high on your head, but on your back or your pelvis, if you can't feel it, just treat an extra 5 or 10 minutes and you're going to get the same results. That energy level is going to go in that the same that the Max puts out. So it's really just about increasing the time. If you're running a business, the Max machine or the Maya machine would probably be the way you want to go because you can get as many people in, time as money. If you are a person at home and you're treating just a few people and you're running a business and you're not really worried about the time, the Semi will get the job done. So it's all about time. It's not really about strength. It just feels different. And some people, they really want to feel that difference, but the price point is also very different too. And you can feel that in other areas. So it's really about where you could be on the spectrum of price point and time. But I love the Semi. I got one at home and I love it.
What about MagnaCon?
Oh, let's talk about MagnaCon. So MagnaCon is June 13th through the 15th this year. I will be there. It'll be like my first big thing back after the baby's born. So Wednesday night we have a meet and greet and have open treatments with Pat and myself and the rest of the MagnaWave team. We'll also have vendors. You get early registration. Thursday all day will be education. We are going to be talking about MagnaWave. We're going to talk about PEMF. We are going to really educate you on what this is, how our machines work, and how you can use them. We're going to be talking women's health. We're going to be talking overall what you can and can't treat. We have several doctors, chiropractors, and veterinarians who will be speaking that day, practitioners as well. We go to Churchill Downs Thursday night. We take you there on a bus. You don't need to rent a car. You just need to get to Louisville. We take you on a bus over to Churchill Downs. We go to Millionaires Row. We're right next to the Twin Spires. You're going to be, meeting all these practitioners and all these other people who are interested in MagnaWave. We'll have the machines at Churchill Downs. We have a big dinner. We have the MagnaWave Classic race, which is an actual race at Churchill that day. And then Friday, then we bring you back to the hotel. Friday is for practitioners only. And when I say practitioners only, you do not have to be certified. You just have to own a piece of MagnaWave equipment or be the guest of someone who owns a piece of MagnaWave equipment. That day is going to be that's going to be actual hands-on training. We are going to treat a horse, human, small animal. You will do rotations. You will sit with an actual doctor. You'll sit with Pat. You will learn how to treat a dog. You will learn how to treat from experts, from veterinarians and doctors. And how they use this machine in their practice. The afternoon on Friday we'll be talking about business building. How do you grow a business from this? What do you do? How do you market yourself? How do you do Facebook? What's the best alternative? Should you start a webinar? What are we going to talk about? We're going to do all of those things, and you're going to actually have a little one-on-one time with me and some of the marketing experts. And we're going to go through with you talking about your particular business and the hurdles that you are facing. And we're going to sit down and we're going to do a roundtable and we're going to discuss these issues, and you're going to learn a lot to the point where you feel like your brain is going to explode by Friday. And Friday night, we have a big dance. There's a costume contest. This year, it's Derby Chic, Derby Gala, bring your big hats. We have a costume voting. Whoever's the best dressed gets a prize, which is marketing money or something along those lines. And then, most importantly, every person who purchases a ticket, whether it's the $150 Wednesday, Thursday ticket, which includes Churchill Downs, or the $200 practitioner ticket, which includes Friday and Churchill Downs and Wednesday, gets entered to win a Pulse Pro machine. So that is the $11,750 bundle. It's the Pulse Pro with the large loop and the butterfly loop. So you get both attachments. It's valued at $11,750. Whether you can attend or not, or you're on the fence about attending, go buy a ticket because we have a limited number of tickets. So you get the $150 ticket or the $200 ticket, you're entered to win. And if you buy a ticket for a guest, they're entered to win. And we're going to pull that name Friday night. And that person is going to win a machine. It's pretty exciting. So if you have a MagnaWave already and you're looking to get a second one, buy a ticket. If you don't have a MagnaWave and you want one and you've been thinking about getting one, put that $150 to work for you and enter to win. Your chances of winning are pretty good. We are only selling a limited number of these tickets. So get in while you can. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. And we'll be talking about women's issues at that event. I will be there. I will be there the whole weekend to answer all your questions. So come, please. It's going to be so much fun. Anybody who was there last year, please post in the comments, talk about how much you loved it. I mean, we had such a blast. I did not hear one complaint from one person. I mean, we learned so much from the practitioners, and the practitioners learned so much. It's really an opportunity that if you are at all interested in MagnaWave or PEMF, please come out, because we're not just going to be talking about these machines as a sales pitch. We're talking about these machines on how they can change your life, treating yourself, treating your family, treating your animals. So it's really an educational experience, and we're going to introduce you to other modalities of treatments and other things that you can use that work really complementary to the MagnaWave. So what else can you add to a business? What else can you do that really can benefit you even more naturally? I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, my name is Alane Paulley. I'm the vice president here at MagnaWave. Our next webinar will be after my baby's born, so about 2 weeks. And then I will be doing these every single month. If you have a topic, you can message me on Facebook chat, and I'd be happy to, send a message. I'd be happy to talk about it. Is there another question?